Hello, and welcome back to Nick's Hobbies and Interests. This is another video for the Mind the Gap playlist, my model railway playlist. Now, I finally got down to Cardiff Station in person and took some photographs. Funny enough, when I did my research, and this is just from Google Maps, this is actually out of date. If you take a closer look at the line furthest from us, there is now an additional track there. So you have 2, 4, and then 2, as if you're, standing on one platform looking across the station. I did take a bunch of photos and some videos, but very quickly I did plot out a little route to a model railway shop or a model shop nearby as well prior to my visit. So once I was done at the station, I did go down to the shop and I actually picked up a airbrush for doing like weathering and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been after one for a while, and they had one. I was like, yeah, go on then. They got a set, so it comes in a nice case, and you've got everything you need, your compressor, etc. But anyway, let's actually get on to the Cardiff train station. I did take a couple of photos outside because to some degree I'm going to have to replicate nearby buildings, and even if I'm just adding them in as a back scene, I'm going to have to add them in somewhere. There's plenty of glass buildings around the station itself, and that should be relatively easy to replicate one way or the other. But yeah, it was worth noting and taking a look at. But let's actually jump onto the platforms and take a look. I'm going to start with platform 1 and 2 and then naturally just make my way across. So if you haven't been to Cardiff Central Station, it's actually raised up. So naturally, yeah, there is obviously the station itself, and the tunnel connecting the platforms is all underneath. But yeah, photo by photo we'll go along. What I did is I stood down one end of the platform and then just moved to the other end and just took photos along the way, especially if I thought there were points of interest that I could add as additional details, like bike racks and additional wiring, well, not wiring, but cables and stuff like that. I wanted to take, it seems weird, but I wanted to take photographs of the roof and the supports for the roof, etc., that kind of stuff, because I really want to try and really get that as accurate as I can when it comes down to my model. My research that I did originally says that this station in particular, is meant to be getting a multi-million-pound overhaul. That's why I've made an effort to get down there and take my own photographs. As I'm going to replicate this station as much as I can, I want to capture it as it is now. I may like the overhaul, the work they do, I might approve of it. I can always manipulate my model, of course, accordingly. Moving on to the second platform now, this is on the other side of those 4 lines in the middle. Now, of course, a lot of my photos are aimed a bit higher to get the ceiling, the roofing, but I am trying to also avoid capturing too many people in the shot, especially up close and personal. When it comes down to my model, of course, I will naturally flood the platform filled with people and make it look as busy as it can be. I've taken some of these random images because they're good references for additional trackside well, detail, let's say. Cardiff Central Station, the 4 lines going through the middle, as you see here, are going to be really more in use than any other on my personal model. Simply the 2 lines that go around the entire baseboard all sort of congest into that section there. It is only if you would flip the points and send them off onto another station platform that they'll ever actually touch those platform sides. So naturally it's going to be more fitting that when it comes down to detail and all the little people, all the work that I put in, it's going to be focused on those 4 lines going through the station. The additional station platforms are just extras, really. I think one thing's for certain, I've got to add the green panelling along my station roofing. That I think is near enough on every platform here. Interestingly, the car park on the south side of the station would actually be my back scene behind my station on my baseboard. So yeah, I originally was thinking, oh, it's just going to be a city skyline with glass buildings and whatnot. But no, the way I've set it up, it's the opposite. The glass buildings are actually where we would be standing, and the car park on the south side is the back scene. Anyway, guys, I think this about does it. I have got some things to think about. I've got to consider adding the additional line, which originally wasn't in my research, so that should be interesting. I've got the back scene to change, and yeah, hopefully get some running sessions coming as well on my own model railway. A quick mention, if you watched my train simulator, you know I was almost going to pick the GWR as a train simulator run, like one of the sessions, one of the scenarios, and I didn't because it listed it as stopping in Bristol, and here it is in Cardiff. I won't lie and forgive the language, but it pissed me off seeing the engine here. I regretted doing the 09 scenario on the train simulator. I wish I went with the GWR. With that being said, seeing them in hand now, it gives me an idea of what engines I should buy to make my, I guess, train set currently, or model railway, a bit more realistic. I'd like to get the engines that actually operate these lines. To give you an idea, the diesels we saw earlier as well, pulling all the freight. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see more of these videos. Let me know, of course. But as always, take care.